Now we will talking about inner product space. Okay, so as we know, in earlier lecture we have studied vector space. Vector space over field F. So we have set of vectors V and set of scalars is F. Okay, so V is said to be vector space over F if it's satisfying 10 conditions. So now we will discuss about inner product space. So we need some tools. Okay, means what is norm, dot product, inner product, and then inner product space. Since inner product space is generalization of dot product, means we have about dot product, so inner product is generalization of dot product. Okay, so first we will explain about norm. Norm means length. Norm is nothing but length. So in two-dimensional space, means in 2D, OX and OY axis. So if alpha is any vector in two-dimensional space, then alpha can be written as x1, x2 in ordered pair. Okay, so in vector form, alpha is equal to x1i plus x2j, where I and j are unit vectors in the direction of x and y. Okay, so what is the length of this vector? The length of this vector is x1 square plus x2 square in square root. Okay, so in R2, and this is in similarly R3. So in two-dimensional space R2, if alpha is equal to x1, x2, then norm of alpha, norm is nothing but length of alpha is denoted by this notation. Okay, norm of alpha, this we read norm of alpha, and is defined by norm alpha equal to this length. This is origin and this is point x1, x2. So this is square root x1 square plus x2 square. Okay. Similarly, in three-dimensional space, this is alpha. So coordinate of this alpha point is x1, x2, x3, and this is origin. So similarly, in R3, alpha can be written as x1, x2, and x3, and norm of alpha equal to x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square. Okay, mathematicians also generalized for n-dimensional space. Okay, so in n-dimensional space Rn, alpha can be written as x1, x2 up to xn. Okay, so norm of alpha in n-dimensional space equal to square root x1 square plus x2 square plus up to xn square. Okay, so this is the norm of a vector or length of a vector in two-dimensional space R2, in three-dimensional space R3. In general, this is n-dimensional space Rn. Okay, so in n-dimensional space we cannot visualize like R2 and R3. Okay, now dot product. So as we have in before classes, we have studied about dot product. Okay, so if alpha and beta are two vectors, then dot product is denoted by alpha dot beta. Okay, so let alpha and beta are two vectors in Rn. Okay, means alpha beta belongs to Rn. Therefore, alpha equal to x1, x2, xn, beta is equal to y1, y2 up to yn. Okay, so dot product is defined as alpha dot beta equal to, product means x1 y1 plus x2 y2 plus xn yn. Okay, so some properties of dot product, because we need to explain in inner product. So we have in dot product, these are important properties, means alpha dot alpha is always positive. Okay, for every alpha in Rn. And if alpha dot alpha equal to 0, if and only if alpha equal to 0. Okay, also we have in property of dot product, alpha square equal to alpha square. Square of vector is equal to magnitude. Square of magnitude means alpha square, simple alpha square. So we can write also, if alpha dot alpha equal to 0, if and only if this scalar is 0, because square of modulus is equal to square of vector. Okay, and also we have commutative property, means in dot product alpha dot beta equal to beta dot alpha. Okay, so now inner product. Okay, so before explain the definition of inner product, I want to say that inner product is a generalization of dot product. Okay, inner product is a generalization of dot product. Okay, so we have seen here alpha beta belongs to Rn. Rn means set of real numbers. But now I am going to explain this thing in set of complex numbers. So as we know, if alpha is equal to x plus iy. Iy means this is a complex number. Okay, means this is x y. So conjugate of alpha means this is x minus iy. The concept of this number is applicable in inner product. So what is the difference between dot product and inner product? We shall study in inner product space in the case of set of real numbers as well as set of complex number. Means the field F is either set of real numbers or set of complex numbers. Okay, so in the set of complex numbers, as we know, in two-dimensional space, this is real axis and this is imaginary axis. So here it is easy to see that this is real axis and this is imaginary axis. Means any point xy in complex plane lies xy. So the form of this number is x plus iy, or conjugate is x minus iy. So this is imaginary axis. Okay, inner product of two vectors. So let alpha and beta are two vectors in Vn C. What is C? Means we have V is vector space over field. So here field is set of complex numbers. Okay, Vn is nothing but for n tuples. Like if we write here V2 means two-dimensional vector space. V3 means three-dimensional vector space. So here Vn is n-dimensional vector space over set of complex numbers. Okay, so let alpha and beta are two vectors in Vn, that is alpha equal to x1 x2 up to xn and beta equal to y1 y2 up to yn. Then inner product of alpha and beta is denoted by this alpha and beta, okay, are ordered pair, but this is not ordered pair. Okay, this is a function and notation of inner product. So, or this we call inner product of alpha and beta. Okay, and is defined by, what is the definition? Means inner product alpha beta equal to x1 y1 bar plus x2 y2 bar plus up to xn yn bar. Okay, so as we know, inner product is a generalization of dot product. So we have in the case of dot product x1 y1 plus x2 y2 plus up to xn yn. But here, since we have studied in complex plane, so inner product of alpha and beta equal to x1 y1 bar means conjugate of y1, y2 bar means conjugate of y2, and similarly y1 bar means conjugate of yn. So this is inner product of alpha and beta. Okay, and this is a scalar quantity. What is this? This is a scalar quantity. If alpha beta belongs to Vn R, R is nothing but set of real numbers, means in place of C here R. So alpha beta means inner product of alpha beta is equal to x1 y1 plus x2 y2 plus xn yn. Means in the case of real number, conjugate of real number is itself that number. Okay, so in case of real number, inner product of alpha beta is equal to this thing, which is a scalar quantity. Okay, so this is the inner product. Now some examples. If alpha is equal to 1 1 1, beta equal to 2 1 2, okay, so this is three-dimensional space, means where alpha beta belongs to V3 R. Then we calculate what is the inner product of alpha and beta. Okay, means alpha beta, I want to calculate inner product. So by definition, alpha beta equal to, what is the definition? x1 y1 plus x2 y2 plus x3 y3. So 1 into 2 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 2. Okay, so this equal to 2 plus 1 plus 2 is equal to 5, which is scalar quantity. Okay, so this is inner product of two vectors. Now inner product on a vector space. Okay, so we have studied inner product of two vectors. Now I am going to explain inner product on a vector space. Okay, so let V be a vector space over field F. Okay, so here F is either set of real numbers or set of complex numbers. Okay, then an inner product is a function such that V cross V to F. Okay, so what is V cross V? Means first element of vector space and another also is vector space. Okay, so we have defined this is A cross B. Okay, so means alpha inner product of alpha beta is an element of F. Okay, so inner product on a vector space. Okay, so I have studied inner product of two vectors. Now I am going to explain inner product on a vector space. Okay, so let V be vector space over a field F. Field F is either set of real numbers or set of complex numbers. Then an inner product is a function, okay, such that V cross V to F means inner product alpha beta belongs to F. This is an scalar quantity. So this function is called an inner product on V if it satisfying following properties. Okay, so first property is positive definiteness property. Positive definiteness okay, so positive definiteness means for any alpha in V, inner product alpha alpha is greater or equal to 0, and if inner product alpha alpha equal to 0, if and only if alpha equal to 0. Okay, so this is first property. Now second property, second conjugate symmetry. Okay, so second property is conjugate symmetry. Okay, so conjugate symmetry means inner product of alpha beta equal to conjugate of beta alpha. Okay, so this is notation of complex conjugate. And third is linearity in first variable. Linearity or linearly in first variable. So this is third property. Okay, first variable means this is first and this is second. Okay, so this is linear in first variable means if alpha beta are two vector and AB scalar means alpha beta gamma belongs to V. Okay, and A and B belongs to F. then linearity means inner product A alpha plus B beta gamma equal to A alpha beta plus B alpha gamma plus B beta gamma. Okay, so this is linear in first variable. This is first and this is second. So here A alpha plus B beta gamma equal to A alpha gamma plus B beta gamma. Okay, so this is third property. Here this is gamma. So now inner product on vector space V. Okay, so we have defined inner product on a vector space. Now if inner product defined on vector space, then that vector space is called inner product space. So this is important, that a vector space with an inner product is called inner product space. Okay, inner product space, and is denoted by V inner product. Okay, so what is inner product space? So a vector space with an inner product is called inner product space and is denoted by this thing. Okay, so this is the definition of inner product space. Now one example of inner product space. Okay, so if alpha beta belongs to V and C means vectors of n tuple in complex plane. Okay, means field is set of complex numbers and alpha beta are defined this thing, and the function alpha beta is equal to this thing. Then we have to show V and C is an inner product space under this given function. Okay, so as we know, if a given function is an inner product, then we have to prove three conditions satisfied. Okay, so now I want to explain three conditions under the given condition. Means we have to show this is satisfied. Three conditions. First is positive definiteness, second is linearly, third is conjugate symmetry. Okay, so first is positive definiteness property. So what is positive definiteness? Positive definiteness means alpha greater or equal to 0. What is positive definiteness property? Means alpha greater or equal to 0, and if alpha equal to 0 means alpha equal to 0. So now alpha equal to, okay, so here a1 bar plus a2 bar plus an bar. We have in the set of complex number z bar is equal to mod z square. Okay, so by using this property, this is mod a1 square plus mod a2 square plus mod an square, and we have modulus is positive always, so this greater equal to 0. Okay, now alpha equal to 0, then we have to show alpha is equal to 0. So now alpha equal to 0. So implies this is again this thing means a1 square plus a2 square plus an square equal to 0. Okay, since square of sum of this thing equal to 0 means each term equal to 0. Okay, a1 square is equal to 0, a2 square is equal to 0. Separately all the terms are 0. Implies ai square is equal to 0 for every I equal to 1, 2, 3 up to n. Implies ai equal to 0. Okay, ai is nothing but a1, a2, an equal to 0. So a1 is equal to 0, a2 is equal to 0, a3 is equal to 0 means 0, 0, 0. Okay, implies this alpha is equal to 0. Okay, because alpha is equal to this thing. Here this is 0 vector. Okay, because square of modulus is equal to square of vector, so this is equal to 0 and hence first property satisfied. Okay, now second property. What is second property? Second property is conjugate symmetry. Okay, so second property conjugate symmetry. So now what is conjugate symmetry? Conjugate symmetry is nothing but alpha beta equal to beta alpha conjugate. Okay, so now we calculate beta alpha conjugate and we have to show this thing. Okay, so since alpha beta is this thing means alpha beta is a1 b1 bar plus a2 b2 bar plus an bn bar. So first we calculate beta alpha. So beta alpha means this will be change b1 a1 bar plus b2 a2 bar plus bn an bar. Okay, so now beta alpha equal to b1 a1 bar plus b2 a2 bar plus bn an bar. Okay, now conjugate of beta alpha means conjugate of this thing whole. So b1 a1 bar plus b2 a2 bar plus bn an bar conjugate. So by the property of conjugate, complex conjugate means a1 plus b1 conjugate equal to a1 conjugate plus b1 conjugate. Okay, so by using this property we can write here beta alpha conjugate equal to b1 a1 plus b1 a1 plus b2 a2 whole conjugate plus up to bn an conjugate. Okay, by this property a1 plus b1 conjugate equal to separately. Also we have, since z conjugate is equal to z itself, so this is b1 conjugate a1 conjugate means a1 plus b2 conjugate a2 conjugate means a2 plus bn conjugate an. Okay, means this can be written because multiplication is commutative. So here a1 b1 bar plus a2 b2 bar plus an bn bar. Okay, so this equal to alpha beta, means this is conjugate symmetry. Now third is linearity, linear in first variable, means linearity property. Okay, so third is linearly in first variable. So let us suppose A and B are two scalar. Let A, B belongs to C, and alpha beta we have vectors. Okay, so now first we calculate A alpha plus B beta. Okay, so A alpha plus B beta means A1, A2 up to AN plus B, B1, B2 up to Bn. So as we know, this will inside means AA1, AA2, AAN plus BB1, BB2, BBN. So by the property of addition, first AA1 plus BB1, comma AA2 plus BB2 up to AAN plus BBN. Okay, so this is A alpha plus B beta. Now we calculate A alpha plus B beta gamma. Okay, so A alpha plus B beta gamma. What is gamma? Gamma is another vector like C1, C2 up to Cn. Okay, so A alpha plus B beta gamma, by the definition, this is equal to A1 plus BB1 and next C1 conjugate plus AA2 plus BB2 into C2 conjugate plus up to show on AAN plus BBN Cn conjugate. Okay, so by distributive law means AA1 C1 conjugate plus BB1 C1 conjugate. Okay, this is first term plus similarly AA2 C2 conjugate plus BB2 C2 conjugate up to AAN Cn bar plus BBN Cn bar. Okay, so now first term here A1 C1 bar plus, if we take common A, so A1 C1 bar plus A2 C2 bar plus up to AN Cn bar. And similarly, if we take common B, so we get B1 C1 bar plus B2 C2 bar plus Bn Cn bar. Okay, again by definition, A, this is alpha gamma, okay, plus B, this is beta gamma, means this is linear in first variable. So our example is satisfied all the properties of inner product. So given V and C is a inner product space. Okay, now Euclidean space and unitary space. So what is Euclidean space? So as we know, if V is a vector space over a field F, okay, and we have defined inner product. So a vector space V over field F with an inner product is called an inner product space. Okay, so if this field F is set of real numbers, okay, if field F is set of real numbers and with an inner product, in this case this inner product is is called Euclidean space. Okay, and if inner product space defined on set of complex numbers means vector space defined on complex number, and in this case this inner product with this field is called unitary space. Okay, this is the important thing, means if we change the vector space over field f in place of f, if is either set of real numbers or set of complex number. So if f is equal to r, so it is called Euclidean space, and if f is equal to c, then it is called unitary space. Okay. Now I am going to explain some another counter example of vector space, means this is two-dimensional vector space over complex numbers. Okay, and vector alpha beta defined are alpha is equal to a1 a2, beta is equal to b1 b2, because v is two-dimensional, so alpha is equal to a1 a2 and beta is equal to b1 b2, and in this case inner product is defined as this thing. Okay, so we test whether this is vector inner product or not. Okay, so first condition is positive definiteness. So positive definiteness means alpha alpha, so alpha alpha a1 and here again a1 plus a2 plus a1 plus a2, so 2 a1 plus a2. Okay, alpha alpha equal to, all the elements are equal, means a1 plus a2 plus a1 plus a2 means 2 a1 plus a2. So since we take a1 a2 positive, so this is positive, so this is not a matter. Now second is conjugate symmetry. Okay, so second property is conjugate symmetry. What is conjugate symmetry? Conjugate symmetry means beta alpha conjugate equal to alpha beta. Okay, so here we test this condition satisfied or not. Okay, so now beta alpha, so beta alpha is equal to, if alpha beta is equal to an plus a2 plus b1 plus b2, so beta alpha is equal to b1 plus b2 plus a1 plus a2. Okay, now conjugate of beta alpha, so b1 plus b2 plus a1 plus a2, so this conjugate. Again we have the property of conjugate, so this is b1 bar plus b2 bar plus a1 bar plus a2 bar. Okay, also addition is commutative, so we can write here a1 bar plus a2 bar plus b1 bar plus b2 bar, means a1 bar plus a2 bar plus b1 bar plus b2 bar, but this is not equal to alpha beta. Okay, this is not equal to, because alpha beta is equal to a1 plus a2 plus b1 plus b2, means this property does not satisfy. Therefore given function is not an inner product. Okay, so this is an important example which is not an inner product. Okay, so this condition has not satisfied. Okay.